Greetings again this Sunday, the afternoon of the 28th of September 2025. I'd like to thank you and welcome you to this session of our channel again. And as is the norm, I'd like to remind you about the importance of liking the videos, subscribing, inviting other people, letting other people know about this movement in general and this channel in particular, and even more importantly, about the importance of participating in its evolution as we proceed and move forward. I'd like all of you to participate, as I always say, in shaping not just its content, but also its manner and approach to its presentation to you and to the rest of the world. I thank you once more, and I welcome you to tonight's session. What I'd like to talk about today is what I consider very critical and important and a common and essential element in all manners of development of societies, communities, and societies, and in our case, the broader society being the African society, that is all inhabitants of this the development of all inhabitants of this continent that we proudly call home. And I'd like to talk about these two elements that are permanent and characteristic of development, permanent characteristic features of development of any society anywhere in the world and at any time and point in history, which I think is relevant for us as we tackle the question and the issue of innovation for development in Africa and for the African people. The two are, and they are interrelated. They are closely related, depending on the particular substance that you are dealing with. But the two are the question of ownership of assets or anything, and also about a development and production and manufacturing of anything, of all assets or products and services, but being at the coal face of their production and their ownership. And in as how does the matter of interest to us, which is innovation, seek innovation or innovations in the sciences, technology, and and engineering, seek to enhance this particularly critical feature of all developments. That unless you own, you produce, your freedom to your freedom to live your life as you like to, as an individual, as a family, as a society, as a country, as a province, and in our interest as a continent, is really, really limited. There's a limit to how much freedom, genuine freedom, can you really enjoy if you do not produce and you do not own. So if you are a consumer of products and services and you are at the mercy of other people. In our case, we are at the mercy of societies in other continents, and they'll effectively own you and dictate to you even in how should you live your life. And they'll go to the extent of dictating dictating to you in as who should lead you, and they'll define leadership qualities and leaders, and set parameters within which you will operate in anything that you do, and that will always serve their interests. So I'm arguing tonight that it's important that the developments that we seek to inculcate, to stimulate and develop in our continent, on all the innovations should lead towards production production of products and services, and ownership of all assets, from mineral resources, even long before we get to talk about adding value to it. Because unless we do that, other people even your so-called customers will dictate even the price. As an example, none of the minerals that are produced, that are unearthed and produced in Africa, including the southern parts of Africa, which is where I'm based, none of the prices of those minerals and other associated resources have prices determined and dictated by African people. So you're out from the beginning when the prices of what belongs to you, even before adding value into them and selling, is determined when the price is determined by people from outside your continent, simply because you don't own. So tonight, the point that I like to make, my beloved people, my beloved African people, is that all innovations should lead towards production and ownership. Anything that strays away from that is not leading us towards genuine liberation and freedom to live our lives as we choose, as we like to. That is the point that I'd like to make tonight. Not much. It's about innovation in the sciences and technology and different facets of engineering in our African continent, always towards the ownership, production for purposes of ownership of products and assets, so that we can dictate for ourselves and determine our own future. And that's it. And that's all that I'd like us to focus on tonight. Uthemba, Wagamataba, bye-bye.